Hashtag chilling with my friends right now in halfway tree. So much fun. How often do you notice young people making posts like this on Facebook, Twitter, and other social media platforms, telling the world their location? That's a dangerous practice. In today's Jamaica magazine, we look at this youth-centered topic of phones and your safety. Plus, the Trenchtown Polytechnic College, formerly Trenchtown High, opens. We give you highlights from last week's launch. We also have our usual health-wise with our focus today on diabetes. Let's get things rolling.
Parents, did you know your involvement can make a difference in your child's education? Yes, by simply checking on their progress with teachers, assisting with homework, and playing a part in the school community, children are encouraged to do well.
All the studies show that parental involvement with their children in school leads to success. And there's no other way. Parents must take the time.
Succeed at last.
Good day, I'm Lorraine Mendez, and this is your JIS News for Tuesday, November 24. 40 Jamaican law enforcement officers are currently being trained in counterterrorism. The training is being facilitated by personnel formerly attached to the National Terrorist Financial Investigation Unit in the United Kingdom. The UK team arrived in Jamaica last week and will provide specialized training on various aspects of counterterrorism and combating the financing of terrorism. Chief Technical Director at the Financial Investigations Division, Robin Sykes, says the training will focus on intelligence gathering and investigation techniques. It was arranged with the assistance of the British High Commission and is being funded by the Caribbean Criminal Asset Recovery Program. Government and key stakeholders are currently reviewing the Draft Data Protection Act to help strengthen Jamaica's cybersecurity.
It is going to be extremely far-reaching in terms of the implications for businesses and for individuals. And while it has not moved at the pace that I know people will want, it is important that industry is fully bought in before we move to passing these acts.
The Technology State Minister was speaking recently at the 3rd National Cybersecurity Conference. He said government was working with its international partners to boost its infrastructure and the technical capacity of those in the information technology sector. Minister Robinson added that the Cyber Incident Response Team would be fully operational by the end of this fiscal year. The Cyber Crimes Bill is set to go before the Senate for approval, following its passage in the lower house in October. Jamaica's stopover visitor arrivals for September is up by 7%, making it the best ever September on record. Tourism Minister Dr. Wickham McNeil says the 114,280 visitors for September are an indication of successive growth in the tourism sector over the years. He adds that total visitor arrivals for January to September 2015 were up 5.5% over the same period last year. This translates into 38,000 more stopover visitors and 105,000 more cruise ship visitors. In addition, Jamaica has secured 60,000 new airline seats for the upcoming winter tourist season, of which 50,000 will be out of the United States. New flights include Frontier Airlines out of Philadelphia, American Airlines out of Los Angeles, and Southwest Airlines out of Houston. Norman Manley High School in St. Andrew will be off the shift system by the end of the academic year. Ground was broken Friday for the construction of a $50 million classroom block at the institution.
Young people of Norman Manley, next year you will be getting 5+ hours, 5 hours and 20 minutes of contact time with your teachers every day. More than an hour more than you got before, and more than many of the other traditional schools in this country. We are insistent that Norman Manley becomes a center of excellence, and teaching and learning is at the heart of it.
Construction of the new block is scheduled to start next month and is to be completed by March next year. The Bureau of Gender Affairs has embarked on a 3-month social media campaign to raise awareness and provide a platform for collaboration and advocacy on gender-based violence. The campaign begins tomorrow, November 25, which is also celebrated as International Day for the Elimination of Violence Against Women. Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller made the announcement Sunday in a message delivered by Minister responsible for Information, Senator Sandria Faulkner.
And the objectives of this social media campaign are to facilitate constructive conversations on strategies to eliminate violence against women and girls, create an inclusive platform to engage a wide cross-section of stakeholders, to engage men and boys as advocates and agents of change to challenge harmful social, cultural norms and gender stereotypes.
In addition to the social media campaign, Senator Faulkner says a series of sensitization activities will be carried out across several parishes to raise awareness on the island's International Strategic Action Plan to eliminate gender-based violence. And finally, Senator Faulkner says government has started work on a national shelter policy for victims of domestic violence. The Information Minister says government, through the Bureau of Gender Affairs, has already been working with churches in this regard.
The government will continue to forge partnerships with faith-based organizations to increase access to safe places and shelters and to facilitate sustainable development.
The minister was representing Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller at a church service on Sunday to launch International Day for the Elimination of Violence Against Women. And that's it for JIS News today. I'm Lorraine Mendez. Thank you for watching.
Is your silence worth the life of a child? Report child abuse. Call the Office of the Children's Registry at 1-888-PROTECT. Be the change. Speak out. Protect our children.
Every week, sometime twice for the week, we get a new video. We get a new video, it is sent. Could you just look on that video and see if you can identify that student from that school and take action, please? Yes, sir, or yes, ma'am, we'll do that. And we find that when we find these students, because like 99% of them, we do find them, and when we ask, when I personally ask the female, were you aware that you were being taped? No, miss. How come? Because I think he was just texting. If it is that two people are having sex, right? It's supposed to be a pleasurable thing. How in God's name the man would be texting during the act? Does that make sense? So what is he doing? He's what? He is actually videoing the act, and I can tell you 99.9% of those videos we don't see the man's face. So he's up there and he's videoing the young miss down there in all details. and then it is sent through Facebook, and once WhatsApp, yes, but by extension they want everybody to see. So they send it on Facebook because everybody is going to see. And the latest one that we had the other day, I can tell you that we now have all the parties in custody. The one who said, dog, you know, 7 me to tape it, we have him. The one who was performing the act, we have him. And the young miss is cooperating. Now you know what? I have to give her a little hug because she was brave enough to come forward. When the video hit the street, she was brave enough to say, yes, miss, it happened. I didn't know it would end up this way, but I'm here. So we cannot kill you, you're our kids, but we're saying to you, you need to be smart. The man is not texting nothing and nobody. He is videoing, and let me tell you something. It is somebody who you love, or you think you love that person. It's not a good person who will take the details of the private moment, if you are 16, that is. So don't get me wrong. It's not a good person who is going to put it on Facebook and tell the world. So you need to look into that. All right? So that's the Facebook part. And for the people who, when they get it on WhatsApp, they send it all over the place. Be careful. You will be charged if you're caught. For every hit, and for the people who do IT, you know what I'm talking about, the hits. For every person that you send it to, and that person receive it and send it on. If we had the resources, we could have traced everybody. We can do it. We now have the technology to trace every phone, every smartphone, and to lock up everybody under the Child Pornography Act. So stop it.
It is a wonderful program to be in because it helps you to get some form of income. It helps you to experience a lot of things, more experience in your work, development, punctuality, patience as well, using your initiatives, creativity, persistence, the drive to go on.
The best program I see so far right now in Jamaica. I do a lot of things to the young youths like me right now. CSJP has been a main breadwinner for me. That's where I get my bread and stuff like that. That's where I get experience, I get to know other people and stuff like that.
The Citizen Security and Justice Program, CSJP, an initiative of the Ministry of National Security, promoting positive values and attitudes while empowering unattached youth in volatile communities.
The former Trenchtown High officially reopened last week as the Trenchtown Polytechnic College. The Polytechnic College offers technical and vocational training to youth in the community and its environs, as well as career training opportunities. JIS was at the launch of this game-changing institution, and we give you a few highlights.
It is with great pleasure and excitement that I welcome you to the official opening of the Trenchtown Polytechnic College, the start of a wonderful journey.
The Polytechnic College will offer technical and vocational training to youth in the community and its environs, as well as career training opportunities. Among the partnering institutions is the Caribbean Maritime Institute, CMI. The new college was established as a result of the merger earlier this year of the Trenchtown and Charlie Smith High Schools.
Because we had two high schools which we had dwindling enrollment and I would say, academic performance, which could do with improvement. And hence, out of that came forward the notion of merging the two institutions and then utilizing this campus as a tertiary institution. This is a glorious day indeed.
This is a great day of hope, not only for the Trenchtown and South St. Andrew community, but for all Jamaica. This is the beginning of a new surge of lifelong education, the example of which is going to spread all over Jamaica. I ask you, when in anybody's imagination could university-level courses come to Trenchtown? And that is what we're doing today.
Your name, Polytechnic, is big. Not just big in sound, big in delivery, and big in world demand. You are not an alternative. You are an offering. The JTA wishes to applaud the collaboration through joined-up ministries that this effort provides.
And I want to say that the Caribbean Maritime Institute is fully committed to the success of this revolution. 60% of the best jobs in the next 10 years have not yet been invented. Trenchtown Polytechnic will be a brand.
The world is calling for skills of a variety of sources. And that's what you, not the what left of the secondary school or tertiary school system, but now the central hub for employment, for personal development, and for national progress are doing here at Trenchtown. And you are to be a beacon and an example and take it seriously.
Know your numbers and control the keys to a healthier heart. Know the numbers for your blood pressure, cholesterol level, blood glucose level, and your weight and body mass index. Find out the risks they represent and what you need to do to stay healthy. Talk to your doctor and start making healthy lifestyle choices to prevent a heart attack or stroke.
A part of my regimen to stay healthy is regular exercise and eating healthy, in addition to frequent checkups with my doctor. What do you do?
Eat right, enough exercise, and get enough rest.
Try to eat properly, which is kind of hard to do because of monetary problems. But yeah, and try to get as much rest as possible.
I normally exercise and eat properly, like a lot of fruits, vegetable, drinks a lot of water.
Eat healthy, exercise, maintain a proper hygiene, and maintain a balanced diet also.
I play football here at school on Friday evenings. I also jog around my community, and I ensure that I maintain a healthy diet.
Well, I try to eat right as possible, stay away from the fried stuff, and eat up my vegetables.
I eat a lot of vegetables, all the 6 food groups, and I eat a lot of legumes, a lot of fruits. I exercise, I walk every morning, every evening, and I just keep fit.
Exercise and keeping a positive frame of mind.
I eat right, practice good hygiene, as my mom always say, bathe every day and thing.
It's Diabetes Month, and that's our focus in today's Healthwise. We look at the condition many Jamaicans call sugar and share how it affects your feet in particular. I hope you'll be encouraged to take control of your health. According to the International Diabetes Federation, IDF, of which Jamaica is a member, diabetes carries a significant human, social and economic costs and will continue to do so unless immediate action is taken to curb the epidemic. Diabetes is a chronic condition which occurs as a result of problems with the production and supply of insulin in the body. Insulin is a hormone made by the pancreas that enables cells to take in glucose from the blood and use it for energy. When a person has diabetes, it is either that their pancreas does not produce the insulin they need, or their body cannot use its own insulin effectively. As a result, people with diabetes cannot use enough of the glucose in the food they eat. This increases the amount of glucose in the blood. Medical experts say this high level of glucose or sugar in the blood is called hypoglycemia, and it can lead to medical complications if it is not managed properly.
Somebody who is diabetic, as soon as you're diagnosed as diabetes, you should be pointed in the radar. The education process should start. Education plays a crucial role in the management of diabetes. You need to see the chiropodist, you need to see your general doctor, you need to see all these people who could check your eyes, check your kidneys, check your feet.
There are two main types of diabetes. There are type 1 and type 2. People with type 1 diabetes produce very little or no insulin and require injections of insulin to survive. It is the most common type in children and young adults. People with type 2 diabetes cannot use insulin effectively. They can manage their condition with lifestyle changes. In many cases, oral drugs are needed. Both type 1 and type 2 diabetes are serious conditions. According to the International Diabetes Federation, diabetes is an increasing global health threat. In 2003, the Federation estimated that there were 194 million people with diabetes around the world. By 2025, this figure is predicted to rise to 333 million. Each year, over 3 million deaths worldwide are attributed to diabetes-related causes. Experts in diabetes management say in many cases, diabetes and its related complications can be prevented.
Diabetes affects the eyes, it affects the heart, it affects the kidneys, it affects the limbs. Your blood sugar level, your blood sugar needs to be checked on a regular basis. You need to know how high or how low your blood sugar is. If you do not know, then you do not know how to adjust your medication, you do not know how to adjust your eating habits and so on. You need to see the nutritionist. These things can be prevented with early detection. So it's a matter of your routine check, self-management. You should not let your diabetes manage you. You should manage your diabetes.
Common symptoms of type 1 diabetes include excessive thirst, frequent urination, sudden weight loss, extreme tiredness, blurred vision, constant hunger, and slow healing wounds. For type 2 diabetes, many persons show no symptoms and are only diagnosed after several years of having the condition. Some may have the same symptoms as type 1 diabetes, but the symptoms are less obvious. Almost 50% of people with type 2 diabetes are not aware that they have the condition. Medical experts say anyone, anywhere, at any age can develop diabetes. However, there are some risk factors associated with the disease. For type 1 diabetes, both genetic and environmental factors could trigger the development of type 1 diabetes. For the genetic factor, if there is someone in your family who has diabetes, then your chances of developing the disease are increased. Potential environmental triggers include viruses, toxins in the food chain, and dietary components. According to doctors, the involvement of these factors has not been proven in the majority of cases. The risk factors for type 2 diabetes include overweight and obesity, age, family history of diabetes, physical inactivity, high-fat and low-fiber diet, race or ethnicity, and low birth weight. The more risk factors an individual has, the greater their likelihood of developing type 2 diabetes. If you think you are at risk of developing diabetes, see your doctor immediately. Many serious complications such as kidney failure and blindness can affect people with diabetes. However, the International Diabetes Federation says it is the complication of the foot that take the greatest toll from a human and economic point of view.
It is not inevitable that because you have diabetes that you are going to lose your limb. It does not have to happen. The message is this: identify problem as early as possible. Be aware of the type of problems that are out there, and be aware that there are people out there with the skills and the knowledge who can deal with these conditions to prevent loss of that limb.
It could be that no matter what you say, you follow all of the parenting rules and all of the parenting tips, and your children will go out there and still do something stupid. The most that you can do is teach them responsibility. Responsibility to take a step, stop, think for a minute. Foresight to see what can happen in the future if they do something. Don't be afraid to be a parent. They're children, and as parents, we have to set up the necessary disciplinary structure so that they can grow and become positive citizens and good citizens of Jamaica. Because the bottom line is better parenting, better children, and ultimately what? A better nation. That's where we want to go.
Don't forget, don't you fret.
That's all we have time for today. Hope you found the magazine as insightful and edifying as I did. We invite you to stay even more informed by visiting our website at jis.gov.jm. And young people, one way to use social media positively is to get on to our Facebook and Twitter pages and get informed on national happenings and events. You may also catch a repeat of today's program on our YouTube channel. I'm Adrian Atkinson, and this has been Jamaica Magazine. Thank you for watching.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.